Let's move on to the 7 trumpets. We've seen that in the seals, God is revealing that Satan is the direct active agent of violence in this war between good and evil on planet Earth, and that he operates on the basis of seemingly inactivity, the God of peace. Yeah. We've also seen that the wrath of God doesn't describe what God does directly. It describes what evil does to itself as God withdraws. Keep that in mind. As we go into the trumpets now, the 7 trumpets will continue the same story of the 7 seals. It will continue to expose evil as the direct active agent of violence in between good and evil on planet Earth. But the trumpets will go one step further. It will answer the prayers of the saints. God, what are you doing? Wait, you'll see what I'm doing. The trumpets will begin to show how God is answering the prayers of the saints for justice, to release his wrath on evil. And God said, okay, let me show you what's going to happen. And in the trumpets, we're going to see God doing nothing, like I already demonstrated. The trumpets are going to reveal that justice will come against the persecutors of God's people as they turn on themselves. Let's dig in to the seals. First of all, the trumpets. How are the seals and the trumpets connected? First of all, they are connected with the prayers of the saints for God to act against evil persecutors. First of all, the seals are directly connected with the prayers of the saints. Revelation 5:8, English Standard Version. And when the Lamb had taken the scroll, the 4 living creatures and the 24 elders fell down before the Lamb, each holding a harp and golden bowls full of incense, which are the prayers of the saints. Oh, Jesus takes the scroll in response to the prayers of the saints. Wow. The 7 seals reveal the way God is going to answer the prayers of the saints. And we've been through this. The 7 trumpets are also directly connected with God's response to the prayers of the saints. Chapter 8, 2-4. Just 2 and 4. Then I saw 7 angels stand before God, and 7 trumpets, not seals, 7 trumpets were given to them. Verse 4, and the smoke of the incense with the prayers of the saints rose before God from the hand of the angel. Wow. The 7 seals and the 7 trumpets are both God's response to the prayers of the saints. They are linked. Part 1, part 2. Part 1, the seals will reveal that Satan is a direct active agent of violence in this war. And then part 2, the 7 trumpets, yes, I am answering. I am dealing with evil. But watch how I do it. Evil will begin to destroy itself in the trumpets. And then in the plagues, it totally destroys itself. It begins to in the trumpets and then totally destroys itself in the plagues. God doesn't do anything, folks. The churches have got this wrong. God's not dumping on humanity. Satan is. God is peaceful, and he sits back and he says, watch, wait, and see. So, the seals and the trumpets are both God's response to the prayers of the saints. What are the prayers of the saints? Chapter 6, verse 10. We've already read it before. The saints, they cried out with a loud voice, O sovereign Lord, holy and true, how long before you judge on the throne? Come on, do something, God. How long before you will judge and avenge our blood on those who dwell on the earth? Those who dwell on the earth is a catchphrase, an umbrella phrase in the book of Revelation that means the persecutors, the baddies. Yeah? When are you going to judge our persecutors? Those who dwell on the earth are the persecutors. So the prayers of the saints and the seals and the trumpets are directly connected for appeals from martyrs for God to act on evil. Notice the phrase, how long before you judge on the throne and avenge our blood on those who dwell on the earth? Now look at the way the phrase, those who dwell on the earth, the persecutors, comes up right in the middle of the trumpets. Look at this. 8:13, English Standard Version. Then I looked, and I heard an angel crying with a loud voice as it flew directly overhead. This is right in the middle of the trumpets. Woe, woe, woe to those who dwell on the earth at the blasts of the other trumpets that the three angels are about to blow. Woe, woe, woe to who? Those who dwell on the earth. Who are they? We saw with the prayers of the saints. How long before you will judge and avenge our blood on those who dwell on the earth? Woe, woe, woe to those who dwell on the earth because of what the trumpets are going to do. The trumpets are God's initial answer to the prayers of the saints for justice against those who dwell on the earth, their persecutors. And we think, oh good, God's going to give it to them. No. As he sits back on his throne, in his pacifist stance, peaceful stance on his throne, he begins to withdraw his restraining power on the powers of evil, and the prayers of the saints will be answered as evil begins to reveal itself and turn against itself. This is a completely different picture on the book of Revelation that is generally preached, that God is dumping on people. Nope, he's not dumping on anyone. We don't need God to judge us for our sins, folks. We're doing a pretty good job on our own. Yeah, that's basically what I'm saying. Let's dive into the high points of the trumpets. Remember, we've already seen in chapter 12, the second half, and it tells us unequivocally that when Satan got booted out of heaven and he was thrown down to earth, that he's the one dumping on earth. He's the one dumping his wrath and violence on earth, not God. And yet, the Christian church as a whole has missed it. They said, hey, look, let's just get to the point. 12:12 English Standard Version, right? He's just been chucked out of heaven. He's been exposed for the liar he is. Tried to character assassinate God. Bang. He comes to earth and he tries his same nonsense on earth. And the war transfers from heaven to earth. We've been through that. 12:12. Look who is the direct active agent of supernatural violence on planet earth. Is it God or is it the devil? Look. 12:12. Therefore rejoice, O heavens, and you who dwell in them. Satan just got cast out. But woe to you, O earth and sea, for the devil has come down to you in great wrath, because he knows that his time is short. Woe to you, O earth and sea, because of Satan's wrath. Who is bringing woe to earth and sea? Woe to earth and sea, because the devil has come down to you. We've been told unambiguously, unequivocally, crystal clear, Satan is the direct active agent on earth and sea, on planet earth. Note the connection between this and chapter 8. But woe to you, O earth and sea, because the devil. Look what we read back in 8:13. Then I looked and I heard an angel crying with a loud voice as it flew directly overhead. Woe to you, earth and sea. Chapter 12, chapter 8. Woe, woe, woe to those who dwell on the earth. Hello. Woe, woe, woe to those who dwell on the earth. Woe to those to earth and sea because of the devil. Hello. The trumpets describe activity of the devil. It's clear. Evil now is turning on itself as God answers the prayers of the saints and he's starting to let go of his restraining power on the evil. And he knows they're going to destroy themselves. Boy, the church has had this wrong. It's had this really wrong. Woe, woe, woe to those who dwell on the earth and the sea because of the devil. The devil's wrath. Now look at the woe, woe, woe to earth and sea in the first and second trumpet. Who brings woe to earth and sea? Because the devil has come down to you. 8, 7 and 9. 8, 7 to 9. Look at the first two trumpets. The first angel blew his trumpet, and there followed hail and fire. Notice it didn't say that he threw the hail and fire. He blows a trumpet. What does that mean? Doesn't mean he's sending it. He's warning that it's coming. We're going to see this now. 8, 7 to 9. The first angel blew his trumpet, and there followed hail and fire mixed with blood, and these were thrown upon the earth. Woe, woe, woe to the earth. For the devil has come down to you with great wrath. And all these disastrous things were thrown upon the earth. Woe to the earth because of the devil, thrown to the earth. Woe to the earth because of the devil, thrown to the earth. Hello, we are reading clear statements, verbal links, thematic links, structural links here going on here. This is painfully clear. Satan is the direct active agent of violence on planet Earth. Now, yes, it does mention the angel blows the trumpet. But it doesn't say the first angel blew his trumpet and he threw hail and he threw fire and he threw mixed with blood. These were thrown on the earth. Didn't say that. All the angel does is blows a trumpet. And then that's what he actively does. And then passively they're followed. What's the angel doing? Pouring it out or warning that it's going to hit? Next time.